Good morning, social media world. It's Christopher Danella here. It is Monday morning. It's a time for a motivational Monday, and I'm here with Lydia. We're out here in our backyard. Um, Mommy's taking the other two girls to school, and she's going to be outside playing with me while we're talking. And so, yeah, it's Monday, and it's time for another motivational Monday. So again, we're so glad that you're here with us today. We're thankful for this opportunity to hopefully motivate you on this Monday morning. You know, we got a lot going on in our lives. I know that you're busy and we're busy, but I was thinking this morning. Sometimes we just feel down and out, and we need some encouragement. Not necessarily to just not feel that, but to know that there's hope. Um, you know, I was I was frustrated with somebody this weekend, and my wife and I were talking through it. And I don't know if I'm alone there, but do you ever get frustrated with people? I mean, newsflash, right? But we were just talking through it. But it was in our talking through. It wasn't like we were looking for answers. It wasn't like, oh man, can you fix this for me? But we needed to just be reassured that someone was hearing us. And so we were talking through this together. And in that, your problems don't always go away when you again talk through them. It just brings reality to them, and and then you can deal with them or not deal with them or whatever. um, but I was having another conversation with somebody else that reminded me of this, that there's times in life where it's just really tough and it's really sad and it's painful and heavy, and there's moments where yeah, we just feel wore out and down and out. And I was reading in Psalm 6 kind of about this morning. It says, I am worn out from sobbing. All night I flood my bed with weeping, drenching it with my tears. My vision is blurred by grief. My eyes are worn out because of all of my enemies. Anybody ever feel like that? You ever been so worn out from crying or sobbing that you just don't know what to do with yourself? And so yeah, I thought that was interesting. I read that this morning. Not really an encouraging verse, but a very realistic verse that we all will have moments where we're sobbing and we're flooding our bed with weeping. Get out of here. So yeah, and a lot of times we like to just throw bumper sticker quotes at that's what I call them, bumper sticker quotes, like, hey, God's got this. Like, yeah, we know God's got this. Or, hey, it'll all be okay. Well, yeah, it'll all be okay. But sometimes, when you're dealing with loss, and deep pain, and or the moment of distrust that you have with somebody, just hearing that God got this doesn't make it all feel better. Sometimes it can make it feel worse. And so I think we're called to recognize our feelings are real. Just as the psalmist here, David, he was worn out from sobbing. I mean, some people might say, well, he didn't have enough faith. Well, he actually had a lot of faith, but he knew who he was. He knew that he had to cry it out sometimes, and to have a bad day, and to know where his hope eventually lies. And I was reading also in the Gospel of John, and you may know this. I got this on the screen for you guys here. Jesus is talking to his disciples, and it's right before he goes to the cross. I mean, they spent years of ministry together, friendships, deep partnerships where they just were growing together and doing all these amazing things, and seeing all these amazing things. And the gospel and the mission and the kingdom of God was happening. But then Jesus is going to leave. And that's really sad when we have people leave, and especially in his case where he dies and is murdered. It's very traumatic and tragic. But he leaves them with this, that he says, I have told you all of these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble. Now we'll stop right there for a second. That's not really all the way encouraging. He does say, I told you these so that you'll have peace. But then he goes, yeah, this world's going to cause trouble. You're going to have heartache. You're going to feel down. You're going to feel depressed. You're going to have moments of anxiety. You're going to have moments of weakness. You're going to feel like you're not enough. You're going to have bad things happen. He says, in this world, you will have trouble. Now check this out. This is the promise. And that even David knew, even worn out from sobbing all night, flood my bed with weeping. But then here's the promise that Jesus says. He says, but take heart. Take heart. I have overcome the world. Now, that's encouraging to me for a couple reasons, because he says, take heart. He doesn't say, take this magic pill that's going to make all your problems go away. He doesn't say, take heart so you can feel better. Like he doesn't just like try to fluff it up. No. He again, the verse before, it says, take you'll have peace. So you'll have peace in this world, that you will have trouble. I mean, that's the promise there too, that we will have trouble. But then he says, but take heart, I've overcome the world. Again, not that we won't have problems, but we'll have confidence in who he is. And that's really it, because we're going to have bad days. I mean, I've had bad days, a couple days this past week. And we talked about it on Sunday about cheating on your diet. And you have good days and bad days. But in all that, my hope was never unsecure. There are days that are better than others, for sure. And it's one thing to say, man, this is a terrible day. It's another thing to say, I have a terrible God. I mean, that's not where we're at, right? It says, take heart, I have overcome the world. And so I don't know where you all are at this morning. Hopefully you're not in a day where you're, I don't know, struggling with the troubles of this world. Some of you will be. That's a stark reality of where we're at. We're going to have troubles. But, excuse me, but in that, we get to take heart from Jesus. And there is a command there, right there. It says to take. And so if you're feeling down, if you're feeling out, if you're feeling like giving up, if you're feeling like surrendering to weaknesses, take heart. Take the heart of God this morning. Take it and receive it. He has it for us. He has it for me. He has it for you. I'm sure there'll be more difficult situations and more difficult people to deal with this week. But I have to take heart knowing that he has overcome the world. And that is good news. And I know that there are things that we don't know about that we're all dealing with here and among us today, and around us. And so I ask that you would find somebody to talk to, and that you would take a moment and find a place that you can take heart. Whether if you got to text a friend, or if you got to reach out to a pastor, if you got to reach out to a church on a live stream, whatever it is, take heart. Find hope this morning. Find hope this day. Find hope this week, because he has overcome the world, and we get to be that city on the hill because of that. We get to be a light to all people. We get to shine in the darkness when we take heart. Again, the darkness isn't going away. It's going to be here. But when we take heart, we overcome that darkness with our presence, with his presence in us. And so we're just so thankful that we get to walk alongside this journey with you all. Hopefully that is motivating for you on this Monday. Feeling down, well, that's pretty normal. Feel down. It happens. But take heart knowing that the world will cause trouble and pain, but he is faithful in the middle of that pain. And so we're so thankful for you, and we're just praying for you this week. And we'll hopefully see you next week. Reach out if you have any questions, comments, or prayer requests.